Billboard Live. I'm your host, Kevan, Kenney, and standing to my side, or I should say sitting to my side, our special guest today, Madilyn Bailey. How are you?
Hey, I'm so excited to be here. Thanks for having me.
I'm excited to have you. I have so many questions for you.
Yes.
You've been doing press. I've been watching some of your stops all week in New York City, and I want to talk to you about this new song of yours, Tetris.
Tetris, yes, I can't believe it's out.
You know what's so funny about this song? The lyrics I love, and it's one of these songs where you hear it, and I'm like, how did no one think about it's such a beautifully written song, and the analogy that you make between a relationship working and not working, kind of playing the old game Tetris.
Yeah.
I'm like, how did no one ever think of this? But it's beautifully written. So tell me about the lyrics.
Thank you. Yeah. When I was writing Tetris, I mean, obviously when my songwriting process is very visual, so the very first thing that I thought of was like, oh, Tetris should be the name of the song. It's really cool. But then there's also, it could be cheesy if it's not done in the right way. So then I spent a lot of time trying to figure out how to phrase it just right and what lyrics I wanted to use. And then when I went into the session, I didn't even know I was going to write it that day. The producer just played. He started playing the piano, and I was like, oh my gosh, I think this is it. I think I'm writing Tetris today. And so then after the session, it was just like so special. I played it for my team, and they thought it was special too. I guess the main inspiration behind it was like the idea of, when like making a lot of wrong moves in relationships. It's kind of similar to like when you're playing a bad game of Tetris, and it's just like one piece doesn't fit after another.
Spiral out of
exactly,
control.
and then it's like game over. But then every once in a while you play a game of Tetris where like all the pieces fit perfectly into place, and that's how I feel like when you find the right person where it's just like makes sense with and it's easy, and you're like, wow, why have all my other relationships been so hard up until this point?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So a good relationship is like a great Tetris game.
Yeah,
we've
exactly.
learned here on Billboard Live. Well, you're in a great relationship. You're married, I understand. You were just
I am married.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
However belated it is. But you were just over in Paris. You did a sold-out show there. Congrats on that. And you were with your hubby.
Yeah, I was. So on Valentine's Day, after we shared a bottle of wine, we decided that it'd be really fun to go to the Eiffel Tower. Because at exactly 11 p.m. it sparkles, it, like glitters.
Every day?
Or
on this particular day?
I think it's every day,
All right,
yeah.
that's
But
cool.
so at 11 p.m., so we're like, we have to get there by 11 p.m. So we decided to take the metro, which is not something we use very often, being in LA. But when we got there, there was literally nobody there because it was pouring rain. It was freezing. But we did make it at 11. It was glittering, and we got a really cute picture of us kissing.
I was going to say,
it was
did you
worth
get the
it.
Instagram
Yeah,
pic? That's
we
all that
did,
matters.
yes.
All right. Well, I'm going to come back out, talk to you a little bit more about what you got going on coming up. You got some cool stuff going on in LA. The music video's coming out. But first, I want to hear some music. So what is the first song you're going to play us today?
The first song that I'm going to play is a cover of She Wolf by Sia. It's a little bit of a throwback one, but my YouTube channel, I got my start on my YouTube channel by doing cover songs. So I thought it would be appropriate to start with a cover song.
I like it. All right. First time, Madilyn Bailey. That voice. Oh, my gosh.
Thank you.
Incredible. And you've been singing, speaking of that voice, you've been singing since you were 2 years old. Is that right?
Yeah, well, I mean, basically since I came out the womb, it was like...
making noise?
Yeah, basically. I think I was singing before I was talking, honestly.
What were some like the first songs back then, if you can remember, like that you were singing around the house? You remember anything like catching your ear and you just having to yell and scream about it?
Yeah, I mean, mostly Disney movies. One of my favorites was I Want Much More Than This Provincial Life from Beauty and the Beast.
Okay.
Even then, I knew I was like, I'm destined for something.
Yeah, yeah. Well, around what age did you start posting videos on YouTube?
I think it was 15 or 16. It was in 2009. I posted my first video. It's a cover of Mad World by Tears for Fears.
Very nice. Very vintage of you.
It's just like, I leave it up to keep myself humble because, we all need to remember where we came from.
Yeah.
It was like, I didn't have a tripod at the time, so I just like stacked up a bunch of boxes, put my like not HD camera on these boxes, and I just was like just staring at the camera, like literally like a deer in headlights, like the song was talking about. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I was like, oh my gosh, I was so scared.
We actually we have a clip. I love this of you from back in the day. Can we roll that right now and just take a look?
I had a feeling it was
take a
gonna
trip
be
down
this.
memory lane.
Would not believe your eyes. 10 million fireflies lit up the world as I fell asleep. 'Cause they'd fill the open air, leave teardrops everywhere. You'd think me rude, but I would just stand and stare.
Can't help but sing. You're like singing while we're watching that. It's amazing.
Planet Earth moves slowly. That's a good song.
It's
That's
an
a really
amazing
good
song.
one. Wow,
I was
that's a great
saying
song.
while we were watching
Yeah.
that, like, thank you for reminding me how much I used to love Owl City back in the day.
Yeah.
So how early on was that video we just saw there?
Yeah, that would be my second video.
Second video ever?
Yeah, ever on YouTube. Yep.
Oh my gosh, we really dug into the archives
You
there.
know, and I like tried to do my hair because at that time I was like a tomboy, never wore makeup, never brushed my hair, didn't care about what I was wearing. I like played on the dodgeball team instead of like doing yearbook class. You know, like that's the kind of girl I was.
Yeah. When you watch that and you see that, you know, that young girl, what goes through your head? Like, can you actually still put yourself in the mind of that person?
Yeah, that was. I feel like that was me before I knew I could really sing. Like I knew I could carry a tune, and I thought maybe I could be like a singer-songwriter, like Colby Kelly kind of type. And then I sang Titanium, which was my first like big viral cover on my channel. And it, like literally in the studio as we were singing it, I discovered that I had this like huge monstrous voice that I didn't know existed, which is pretty cool.
It's amazing to me you didn't know that. Like, 'cause
I had no
I
idea.
heard you just sing in person for the first time right there, and it's just it's undeniable. You're just walking around with this voice, like not thinking anything of it. You got some really cool things coming up in a couple weeks. First, I want to talk about what's going on in LA on February the 28th. Very intimate showcase, very cool thing you're doing out in Los Angeles. Can you tell us about it?
Yeah, I have a release party for Tetris. So Tetris came out on the 16th, but I was in Paris for the release of it, playing a sold-out headlining show, which is incredible. But I wanted to be able to share this experience with all the writers that I've been working with out in LA and all of my YouTube friends that live out in LA. I just wanted to like treat them to a night and play a couple of the songs. I'll be playing Tetris, but I'll also be playing a couple of the other original songs too. I think it's going to be really, really, really special.
Yeah, it sounds like it. And then on March 2nd, we got the video, the highly anticipated video for Tetris.
Oh, yeah.
And I understand that you may not be a natural dancer, let's say, but there's some choreography in the video. What can we expect when that drops?
Yeah, there is some choreography. I just like when I hear this song, I like desperately want people to do the like what's it called, tutting, like the tutting challenge, where you have.
Is that like a King Tut kind of thing?
Yeah. So the tutting challenge is a challenge on Musical.ly that kids do to like different songs. But I like desperately wanted like some sort of choreography in the video like that. But of course, I'm not a dancer, so I had my best friend Laura Quinn choreograph the dance for me. And then we also hired a dancer actor, Jordan, to make sure that I looked really good while I was doing it. So I think it turned out really well. It's like a dream sequence kind of.
Yeah.
It's cool though.
And then you had Jordan there on quality control for the
Yeah,
dancing.
exactly.
And that's what's cool about social media. I mean, you know it better than anybody coming up on YouTube, is that, you put out a video with this dance, and then people all across social media, whether it be Musical.ly or Instagram or Twitter or Facebook, they can then like kind of make it their own and do a dance to the song. And I think that's cool nowadays you can do that,
Yeah.
Right on. Now, what's the final song you're going to play for us today?
So the final song I'm going to play is an acoustic version of Tetris.
Right on.
Yeah.
I can't wait to hear
Excited
it.
about it.
For one final time, Madilyn Bailey, everybody.